Bob Hall here with another Hallsome Farm video. Today what I'm doing, it's the towards the end of the first week of February. So I'm getting all my seeds ready so we can go out and plant. So a lot of seeds I save throughout the year. For example, here's all the different cantaloupe seeds that we saved, and the way I've done that is see here, when we ate cantaloupe or whatever, I would put them out on paper towels and let them dry, and I try to take the bulk of the seeds I can off, but a lot of them just stick on here, which is fine because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this out in the food forest as well. And I've got pumpkin, different types of pumpkin, peppers, tomatoes, watermelon, and I'm doing the snap peas now, cracking them, getting them ready for planting, and then I've got some bags of seeds that I'm working on. But anyway, the point is, my first video I ever made, and I'm gonna do it again. But I take all these seeds, except for maybe the snap peas. I'm gonna grow them because I want them to vine up, and the tomatoes and the peppers. But everything else, all the different seeds, I'm just gonna mix all together, and I'm gonna make a slurry. I'm gonna put it in alfalfa pellets and soak it so it becomes all mushy. And I'll mix them all up together, and I'll take it and make like a paste, and then I'll throw it all over the food forest, and then I'll come back and cover it with hay. And these paper towels that the seeds are stuck on, I'll just sit them upside down on the ground, cover them with hay, and then we'll water everything, and everything will pop up and grow from there. And it's okay to mix and match, and because nature, she'll grow things where she wants and how she wants. And I've got, tons and tons of food forest space, so I'm gonna have lots of seeds. In fact, I'm considering doing a meetup group maybe by the end of the month, where people can bring their old seeds that they're not using or whatever, and we can all make buckets and mix it up and go out there and throw it in the food forest. And maybe 2-3 months later we can come back and people can come out and harvest stuff, and for the seeds that they donated, come out and benefit from that. But anyway, so this is just the start. The other thing I wanted to show you, what I'm going to be doing this summer, is I bought a fermenting kit, and it came with this book, which I'm pretty excited about. And I had no idea. Over the weekend I started some cabbage and some pickles fermenting. But I don't know if you can see, but look at this page here. That's all the different vegetables that can be fermented. So that's one of the things I'm going through this book and determining what items I can grow this spring and summer and fall. And I want to be able to grow them, harvest them, bring them back here, and show how to ferment them and see how that works out. So it's all in the planning stages right now, but this is the time to do it. So hopefully we'll have some good eats off of all this, and now's the time to prepare and get ready. At least if you're in the Texas. I know in the northern states it's probably a little early for this, but at least around here we should be getting everything in the ground between the 1st and 15th of March. We may get a frost, sometimes we do in April, but pretty much we should be good to go come March to start our growing season. So stay tuned. We'll add more to this video of how we go about planting and making things easy and efficient. Still getting ready for the spring garden. One of the things I want to do is I'm gonna mix, like I said, a bunch of the seeds and throw them out in the food forest. But there's some plants I want to plant in specific areas. One of them is some of the last year's tomatoes. So I'm going to propagate them here in the aquaponics system. They'll within 48 to so hours, these will be sprouting up, and in about 2 to 3 weeks I'll be able to transplant them. I'm also going to do some specific pepper seeds that I want to put in certain areas. I've got a whole bunch more pepper seeds that I'm going to go ahead and mix with all the other seeds and just throw with the alfalfa in the food forest, but there's some that I want to put in some specific areas. These here, they're broccoli seeds, but they're old, so I'm going to try to harvest them here and transplant, because I don't know if they'll even come up, because they're several years old, but we'll give them a try. If they're going to sprout at all, they'll do it best here in the aquaponics. And then I've got a few cabbage, and again, because they're so old, wow, I hardly put any seeds in there. You pay for a packet of seeds, and there was like 6 of them in there. There we go. Red cabbage. Anyway, that's all there is to it. And then I just kind of work them in. I've got other videos that shows this too, but that's all there is to seeding in an aquaponics gravel bed. And we'll be able to harvest these in about 3 weeks or so and plant them out where we want them. Maybe even give some away. Hello, Bob Hall here. We're about to make a very special video here on Hallsome Farm. May of 2016, I made my first YouTube video, and almost 2 years later, we're about to make our 100th video. So we're kind of excited about that. 2 years ago, I made a video of taking some alfalfa pellets, soaking them in a bucket, mixing some seeds in, and planting the food forest. And whichever side, put that video up here for you to see, the link. But we're going to do the same thing, but I'm getting these ready tomorrow morning. I've got for my meetup group, which is the Georgetown, Texas Aquaponics and Sustainable Farming Group. If you go to meetup.com and just put Georgetown Aquaponics, my group will come up. You can take a look at that. But I've got people coming out tomorrow morning, and I'm going to pre-soak 3 buckets with alfalfa pellets. It's a super easy way to plant, and it's kind of fun too. And so I just want to be prepared for in the morning. And what I've done is I've asked people to bring some of their excess seeds, because when you buy seeds every year, you know, they give you 100 seeds or whatever in a package, and you're not going to grow 100 tomato plants. So bring some of your excess seeds, and we're going to mix them in these buckets. We're going to throw them out like blobs of mud onto the food forest swells, and we're going to see what grows. 2 years ago when I did this, I had my best garden ever, and I had squashes and pumpkins and peppers and all kinds of things all growing together, and they were just did it fine and happy, and there was a lot less bugs that way too. Anyway, we're going to do that tomorrow, so I'm just going to pre-soak some alfalfa pellets just from the feed store, and we'll show you tomorrow how things go, so stay tuned. We're here this morning, and I've got 3 buckets that have been soaking with the alfalfa pellets, and now we're just going to add seeds to each bucket, and we'll mix it up. Yeah, just these 3. seeds. So we're just all kinds of different, and we'll see what grows. It's kind of fun, and then 2.5, 3 months from now, we'll get back together and we'll see what we can harvest. Well, we're doing this. I'm going to put the camera on fast motion and see where we go from there. The mix, man, we have a ton of seeds. Come look inside. Can you see all the seeds splattered in there? And I don't know, name off the seeds you guys put in there. We had cilantro,
spinach, cantaloupe,
chard,
beans, peppers,
squashes, tomatoes,
watermelons, cantaloupe.
Yeah, all kinds of different seeds. So now
Marigolds.
what we're going to do is I've got the food forest here, and let me just go show. That looks like a pretty good consistency. Maybe just a little bit more water. And we're just going to play like this is mud and throw it in on top of the food forest. So I'll mix this a little bit. So we'll just carry our buckets around, and we've got food forests all over, and what we're going to do, and we can throw it on both sides of the swell, but we're just going to take a handful and just plop it down. And about every couple feet, just plop it down. And we can do it on the other side, and then we can do all over there. So if you guys want to start here and go around, and when you're done, come out here and we'll start on this part of the food forest. And there you go. And then we'll cover it with hay later. So right now we had paper towels where I dried seeds on. A lot of them stuck to the paper towel. So we're just putting them down on the food forest also, soaking them down. And then it's just a matter of, we've got this hay. One of the local farmers has been sitting around for 5 years. It's already decaying, which is really good. And so now we just cover what we've done up with the hay. And we wet that down in the rain. It'll stay wet and keep everything moist, and the seeds will pop right through it, no problem. There's another pitchfork if anybody wants to give it a whirl. This is not the most fun part of the farm, but eventually, yeah, but right now I'm just putting it where we put the alfalfa or the... So here, this is another I wanted to show everybody. Look at the comfrey coming back. You can see the pile all around it where in the wintertime it kind of died back, and now it's growing back, and that's real good. You want to come help throw some? You never knew planting was fig tree, so go just on the other side of that. That's more of the comfrey. That has a really deep taproot, and it's one of the highest nitrogen producing plants on the planet.
You want like a tablespoon or you want a fistful?
I'm taking a handful and doing it about every 2-3 feet. Probably. Here, we got some over here. We'll be shooting that one.
Well, why'd you bring that up? I didn't even think about it.
Keep going back this way.
Okay. This is wet muddy, so
All right, we've done our bucket.
There's still some in here.
Okay, there's another one right there too to do.
On that side?
Yeah.
we were a little sparring and we might have to go back on that other side. We did it about every 4 feet, not every feet.
Yeah, I take a big pump so that they have a good chance of staying soaked and germinating. So, did you ever think planting seeds was so hard? The hardest part was mixing it.
That's berry, so that one, we gotta take this back over there.
Well, here, Phil, you got over here.
Oh, okay. All of it?
Yeah, I did some over there, so about right there you can start. Just enough.
So you want us, like I say, we were kind of sparing over there. Should I take some of this back over on that side?
Yeah. Well, over here? No, I think we got plenty there. Just put it all right here. Yeah. Okay.
All the way down here?
Not where the berries are, but you can go to the other side and throw some on. Oh no, it's probably too wet. How much do you have left?
Just about maybe 3 or 4 handfuls.
Yeah, come over here where Phil is. Okay. Well, that's our video for today. The other thing is we'll take some hay and put on here to help keep the moisture in, and as the hay breaks down, it'll also fertilize the food for us and help control weeding to some degree. But anyway, thanks for watching our 100th video. Hopefully we'll be able to continue these. If you like what we're doing here on the farm, please subscribe to our channel and share our videos. That helps us a lot.